Good afternoon. People can't resist an upgrade. Just take the phones and the way in which people upgrade their technology. Some people will upgrade every year that a new phone comes out, whether they need a new phone or not. They just want to have the latest technology. They just want to have the most advanced phone that they possibly can. People love an upgrade. If you rent a car, they love to go to the counter and say, well, I rented this medium size, but then the people at the car rental say, well, we can upgrade you. And then sure enough, they upgrade you to a luxury vehicle or a sports vehicle, and everything's great. Upgrades can be great. We like the upgrades. Oftentimes it makes us feel like we're getting something better, something that is more valuable to us. The Lord God had a covenant that he had made with his people. It was a covenant that he gave to Moses, and it was a two-sided covenant, one in which God said, I will do these things, and the people had to do their part. That meant that they had to live as God's people. They had to follow all the rules. They had to do the sacrifices. They had to be the clean and address themselves when they were unclean, just as God was wanting them to do. It was a covenant that kept them separate from everybody else, that wasn't following that way of doing things. But that wasn't the way that they were going to be saved. In fact, God said there was always going to be a new covenant, a different kind of covenant, one that was not going to be two-sided, but rather was going to be one-sided, where God was going to make all the promises, and then God was going to do all of the fulfillment of those promises as well. There would be no input, nothing from human beings that would be needed in order to be saved. Talk about an upgrade that we could use. And this is what God had promised. This is what God has promised, and this is what God has fulfilled. Listen as God outlines this new covenant. Jeremiah chapter 34 is the verse. No longer will each one teach his neighbor or each one teach his brother, saying, know the Lord, because they will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, declares the Lord. For I will forgive their guilt, and I will remember their sins no more. That the Lord God is the one making this promise. He is the one saying this is going to be the promise for all people. This is going to be the upgrade for every single person, that God is going to come along and forgive their sins. God is going to remember their guilt no more. And how is God able to do that? Because he sent Jesus. In Jesus, God has taken away the sins of the world. In Jesus, the guilt of the world has been eliminated. In Jesus, you and I are saved. That's the upgrade we get from God. Not that we have to try to save ourselves, but that in Jesus, God has saved us. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.